thank you, because if you have never mentioned that you couldn't hear nothing, I would have forgot to literally turn on the audio. That is my bad, guys. But let me restart again. Hope you guys are having a great night. My bad, I tweaked right now. But I was gonna start with GDP. I know, my bad. I tweaked right there. I forgot to turn on the mic and stuff. So I'm gonna cover this trade that Ali took in the Discord that he gave out in the Discord. So I initially caught, I think, was right here, and since then it's just been on the up move. But I still think this pair is bullish. If we could break this structure right here, if we break this structure, we're more than likely, let's see, because there's more. All right, because we are in an uptrend, heavy uptrend that we're in. So I'm still bullish on this pair. Like I said, Ali called it out like around I want to say maybe like 11ish, 10ish. He called out this pair, and well, I caught money on it. I don't know if you guys got in it. Hopefully, you guys did get in it. Caught a little bit of money. Caught it right here. I initially really liked this doji candle that formed. While I was looking at it, I seen this doji, and I seen, well, it had already broke, and then it came back to retest. So for that, those confirmations were fire. I didn't get to analyze it. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of just seen Ali's analyzation, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take it. I have enough trust in Ali with his trading skills that I just took it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take it because I was at work at the time, so I didn't have time to actually do my technical analysis on it, see what's happening. Kind of just trusted Ali. And well, I got money on it, so that's good. So I'm still very bullish on this. Let me know what you think, Ali. I'm still bullish on this, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is still gonna buy. This is still a good pair to go ahead and get in. My bad, I had to check that trade real quick. Um, I gotta set a stop for this trade, but so this is what I initially see happening. This is gonna break. It's gonna break from here. Everybody wants to break, and two things can happen. It'll come right here. I'll get this high on the break. Yeah, I'm still thinking it's gonna go up. It's just gonna break that dollar to the high. Very true. Dollar's been moving. Dang, still can't hear after refreshing. Um, I can't put a chat down there. Ali, tell him if he could if he wants, he could get out the YouTube and then come back in, see if that works. Yup. Give me a one if you guys can hear me. Let's see who can hear me, who can't. Just so I won't be talking. Give me a one. Give me a one if you guys can hear me. Okay, Ali can hear me. Give me a one, guys. Give me a one, guys. Just so I can be sure. Just before I continue. Okay. We're getting ones. All right, so hopefully you could hear after he refreshes. So, like I said, break of this structure, there's two things that can happen here. So, it can either break and kind of respect this resistance right here. Respect the resistance right here, and then it will initially come back down because it still has to come down to retest unless the US just gains strength overnight like crazy, and it just gives us like a big bullish candle. But it will more than likely gonna retest because if you guys can see, USD is big on pullbacks from what I'm seeing. So double top, break a structure, pullback, continuation. Same for here, right here. Red folder, no tomorrow at 10 a.m. let's see what we have tomorrow. I have not checked news. Um, just want to make sure. See, that's the dedication that's gonna get us far, bro. You're at work, you're sick, but you're still grinding. Once you have that mentality that no matter what's going on in your life and you're still gonna work hard, bro, you're gonna get to places, bro. Just trust the process. Oh, what's happening with the BRICS? If you guys don't know what the BRICS are basically like a group of countries that came to a realization that they don't want to use the U.S. dollar no more, and basically it's like Russia, Saudi Arabia. It's people that don't want to basically trade off with like oil or their good or the precious metals and stuff like that with U.S. dollar no more. They want to shy away from the U.S. dollar. That's what the BRICS are. It says head of state from Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So Russian foreign minister are due to meet about BRICS expansion, global and trade and infrastructure development. Yeah, cause I don't see no red folders. We just have this BRICS meeting, and this could possibly hurt USD pairs depending on what they say. But it's not a red folder, but just something to be on the lookout because the BRICS are going against the US dollar. So that's something too. But that's not till we'll see all day tomorrow. Honestly, we'll see how it affects the US dollar with this trade. But honestly, um, like I said, still very bullish on this pair. We got to get this breaker structure. It looks like it wants to break right now. Um, if it breaks right now, I'll literally take a trade while I'm on live if I get what I want. If the market does what I need it to do. So, like I said, either two things is gonna come right here and reject out where the wick's been rejecting, and come back to retest trend line and actual yeah, and actual support right here. So boom, boom, and then continue. And take profit would be at this is a very easy setup. I'm not gonna lie. I really like this setup. If I wake up at 3. I have to be at work at 6 in the morning. I leave at 5:30, but I wake up at 3 for I can see what's happening in the market, mark up some charts just in case. If I see a trade and I like it, I'll take it. Um so 19 pips. I'll do off the wick honestly. 14 pips for that. Honestly, I feel like it could come more than just this actual resistance, and we'll probably get even more lucky and come over here because we are in a trend line. Usually when we're in a trend line, well, at least for the GBP pairs, when you're trending, man. That trend is gonna respect heavy. Um, so this is really all I'm waiting for to get in this trade. Literally break, come back down, retest, and continuation is really so simple like that. Once you start catching those, like you'll understand trading a lot. This is another example. There's two examples here actually that you can really take. Look, so to break it down, because like I said, in every single call, the market will not always give you perfect market conditions. They won't always give you perfect patterns. We got a double. This is actually a perfect double top right here. Double top came back down. We pulled back for a retest, and then we continued. We broke again right here, and these wicks came back to retest, and then we did the big push to the downside right here. So there's two instances where it retests. So there's two times where you could literally got in this trade and capitalize off it. So it would be right here on this pullback and on these wick rejections right here. Those are two places where you could get in this trade and you would have been profitable. You could honestly even get in right here in this little area right here where the actual candlesticks are. But the thing about here is that if you don't risk leverage on this specific trade while it was happening, you could get stopped out just because of that wick rejection. And those are the big the people on Wall Street that their job is to make you lose money. That's their job. The broker's job is to literally make you lose money. That's their job, but that's how we learn these type of things. For we won't lose money. We risk leverage for we won't lose as much money, and we still keep our account. Um, we analyze before every single trade for we won't lose money. Um, we wanna win against the brokers, win against the market. And it's not always gonna happen like that, but when you do learn the skill set, you have uh an advantage over them because you're doing the same thing they're doing, which is trading. So you could have capitalized off right here and capitalized off this wick rejection, and you would have still caught that sell. Um, Same thing for here, except right here is not a big sell-off, but it's more like a supply demand actual trade, and supply demand meaning like support resistance. So this is it right here. And look, this is an example of why you don't want to trade just off chart patterns. Because yes, they're very helpful, but at the same time, they could mess with your head. Because look, I would consider this somewhat of a perfect head and shoulders pattern. So we got the shoulder right here, the head right here, and another shoulder right here. That would be a head and shoulders pattern, meaning continuation to the downside. But you see, that wasn't the case. You can see that it came off to this support right here, and it just gave us a crazy uptrend right now. So the way you would capitalize off this in this trade would be like this. So the sell-off is already established. Come back because the market has to make a pullback. It has to come make a correction. So this is how you would analyze it. You come down, it's coming back for a pullback, and you initially see that it stops right here. It starts respecting right here. So this is established as a new high. So this is established as a new high. Look at previous high. Where is previous high? It is higher than the new high, meaning what? That we are still kind of trending down. So what you could have done right here, pretend none of this exists. None of this uptrend exists. Just pretend none of it exists. And we're right here around this area. You see that, market's still making, lower highs. So that's something to take in mind when you're taking this trade. And these are just examples in the market that you can capitalize off. I didn't catch none of these trades. This is just me explaining to you like, oh, how can you capitalize off these trends, off these, all supply demand setups. So you see that it came back for a pullback, boom. Previous high is higher. So now we know that we're still trending down because we still established a new lower high. So now we really could have gotten in right here because if we would have drew that trend line out, for me, all I need is 3 touches. 1, 2, 3. It's in the trend. And like I said, head and shoulders that could have easily made me overthink this trade. So I could have capitalized right here and boom. I honestly, for me, I would have played it safe and just waited to the break of this structure again because it could easily just came for a correction and made a new low right here to break this low right here. But that wasn't the case. What it did was, okay, it came down, respected the support, it came back up for a retest of this trend line. So this would have been my capitalization right here. This would have been my entry because at that point I established that we have four new highs and all of them are going lower. My capitalization would have been right here. somewhere around this area. Maybe after this third bearish candle, I would have got in, and I would have got out right at, you know, support. And that would have been a 20 pip. And like I said before, not every trade has to be a big hit trade. Not every trade has to be a 100 pip trade. Not every trade has to be you know, 150 pip trade. Sometimes you just need those 20 to 30, you know, pip trades, 40 pip trades to build up that confidence in your trading. You know, it doesn't always have to be them big hitters. But I said this before, more small wins will do more for your confidence than one big win. Because the more you win, the more you understand why you're winning. You can understand more of little wins than you can of big wins. Because we're not always going to catch those big wins. Sometimes we will catch those big wins sometimes, where you know the hedge funds or the banks are like a bank candle where it just explodes up or just, you know, plummets down. We will catch those sometimes, you know, but more times than anything we'll catch these trades right here where it's just support, resistance, and supply and demand trades, you know, 20 pip, 30 pip, 40 pip trades. So like I said, smaller wins add up to more confidence. Big wins, you will get confidence off it, but you'll learn more of those smaller wins because you'll start understanding different type of trades you could take. You can start establishing, okay, what works for you. And with one big trade, you can only learn so much, you know. You can learn way more of these little trades, in my opinion. You feel me? I feel like, you know, the little trades like these, you can learn way more off. Just personally, me, when I started, I was chasing those big hitting trades. You know, I always wanted, you know, make $500 in a day and stuff like that. And I was chasing those days so much, you know. And me chasing those days, would come into being greedy. And once you get into greed, it starts going bad for you because let's say I would have took the trade right here, and I already established that we have the highs, okay? And I would have kept holding right here. Let's say I would have kept holding because I see that it wanted to break right here off this wick. And I kept holding, I kept holding, I kept holding. And let's say I fell asleep and I didn't check the chart until later. And now we're over here. I would have cut my wins just because I was trying to hold for more and get a big hitting trade instead of just getting my wins and coming out, you know? I like to place my stop losses and take profits, either support or resistance, you know? So don't chase those big hitters. You will get those big hitters, trust me, you will. In due time, though. You won't. Oh, those trades happen, you know, every now and then, you know, where you get the big spike. But don't chase those trades. It's cool to catch those trades. You know, you will make a lot of money off those trades, but you'll learn more from these trades, these smaller trades, these 30 pip trades, these 20 pip trades. You will learn more about yourself and the way you trade and the way you like to trade. So, like I said, for me, in my experience, chasing those big trades like the 150s, 200 pip trades, greed gets involved because, you know, once you start getting greedy, let's say you're up $100 and you're like, you know what? I think this is gonna keep going down. I know it's gonna keep going down. That's greed talking. And then what happens? You can either lose your money, break even, or you know you will still win, but you won't win as much because you were being greedy. And as we're speaking right now, well, as I'm speaking right now, we're getting a break. We got 30 minutes left in this candle. We'll probably be on this call for another 30 minutes, so we'll see how this you know, how this closes. If this closes, I get a retest, I will get in. But if we don't get a retest and I just get the break, I'll get in regardless, you know. But I like to wait for that retest. Hopefully we get that retest because I really want a better position in this, you know. For the people in the call, let's see. I want to try to give a sniper entry right here. Let's move to the lower time frames. I mean the higher time frames. See what the higher time frames are doing. Okay. More confirmation for this actual trade. Okay. we have this support right here, and what's in the support? We have a bullish engulfing pattern right here. Bullish engulfing. Gives me more confirmation that we're gonna buy. I want to see. Nah, this wouldn't be established as like a head and shoulder, because I mean it could be a shoulder right here, a head right here, another shoulder right here off the wick. Um, but I like this bullish engulfing in the 4 hour. Let's see what the 2 hours doing. More likely gonna be like the 1 hour. Look, and this is an example of why you don't just trade candlestick patterns. That's true. Um, this is why you just wanna, what's it called, trade for more than just candlestick patterns. You want to look at all different type of variations of technical analysis, support, resistance, break, retest. Not just candlestick patterns alone. You have to have more than what I like to do, 3 or 4 confluences. So more than 2 confluences for you to get in a trade. If you know that's just my saying. You trade however you want. This is my advice to you. More than 3, more than 2 confluences. Because look, let's say I'm just dedicated to only learning candlestick patterns. I would have got here in the day, and what would I have seen? I would have seen an evening star. I mean a morning star. Is it a morning star? I think it is a morning star. It's a morning star. Um, right here, and this is a bearish candlestick pattern. So if I was just only paying attention to candlestick patterns, I would have been like, okay, we're gonna sell now. We're gonna sell, and guess what? I would have gotten a sell, and guess what would happen? I would have got stopped out easily. This is why you don't trade only off one confluence. You have to have more than one confluence, because you could have seen this and you'd be like, okay, we're gonna sell now. But a lot of people don't actually sit down for 30 minutes to analyze that pair and actually see it thoroughly and be like, you know what? Yeah, we have this bearish candlestick pattern right here, but I also got a break and a retest and now the continuation. And that's, if you would add those 15 minutes more or 30 minutes more of dedication to actually analyzing that pair, you would have seen that, okay, we're not going bearish. We are still bullish, because one, we're in a trend line. We have the break and we have the retest. What more do I need? Just the entry. That's really much it. The entry, because at the same time, you could have seen that this would have been a confirmation too. We have a bullish engulfing in the 2 hour, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour just looks great, bro. Like literally, like this trade cannot get any better. Like literally, when I seen this trade, I told you I didn't analyze it, but just like literally, because when I seen it, it was like this. I had my SMAs out and stuff like that, but that didn't really matter to me if I didn't analyze it. Seeing like this, and I already seen what Ali was talking about. Just like literally, I'm telling you, I'm at work, so I didn't have a chance to analyze it. I'm like, you know what? This is going bearish. And you guys will get there once you start analyzing more charts. You guys will start seeing what's actually happening without any markups. You'll start seeing like, okay, because right now, like, look, I don't really need no markups. Obviously, I already had a markup, and I could tell you because I already seen double top, boom. We have a bullish candlestick pattern, making lower highs right here, equal high right here, about to break right here. It's respecting a little bit, but we're more likely than break. And like you start understanding the actual chart without anything on it. At first, my chart would look like, I had 2 indicators, the RSI stochastic, and then I'll have the EMAs, and then I'll have the Bollinger Bands on there. You don't need all that. It's helpful. It could be helpful, but you don't need all them indicators. Like I said, I stick to the EMA and the SMAs. That's really all I like seeing, because I mean honestly that's really all I need. I'm just working off straight price action. So yeah, like I said, we're still very bullish on this. I'm still very bullish on this. Ali's still very bullish on this. Where I would want to take this trade would be, because it's gonna come, like I said, it's respecting this little minor resistance right here, so we'll probably bounce off right there and come get a retest. Um I'll say right here. Boom. I'll get in at, write this down, guys. I'm posting in the group chat later. Um, and if you have another entry, I'll go ahead and drop that entry down below. Um, I'll get in at 1.09062. That would be my entry. What about the resistance? But it seems like a strong trend. Nah, yeah, I feel like that trend is gonna respect that resistance, little resistance. It is respecting off there, but honestly, I feel like after this break, it will bounce off the resistance, but just to give us that retest, and give us a continuation, because I mean my SMAs just barely crossed. Um, my SMAs just barely crossed, so that's a good confirmation for me. And we are trading above the EMA, 200 EMA. By the time it comes back up here, the EMA is gonna be a little bit higher for it to come retest that EMA. 20 pips, nothing crazy. Yeah, like I said, like literally, like I said, look, we don't always need those 30, 40, like those 100 pip trades, 200 pip trades. Sometimes we just need those, 20 to 40 pips. Call it a day. Those little wins stack up. They make you feel a lot better about your trading because you're winning a lot more. Like I said, nothing too crazy. So that'd be my entry right here. This little gray one right here. And for safe keeping, I'll do TP right here at 22 pips. And I'll do my stop loss at around 11 pips, honestly. Just for we got breathing room for the actual trade. So stop loss would be at 1.08954. Take profit at 1.09284. Yeah, 284. TP2, just in case, for just having like a runner on there, just in case it does go up a little bit more. We'll get in this around the same area. Same stop loss. Keep it tight, and we'll do 34 pips just for a runner, and it'll be at this resistance level right here that you can see where we made the initial double top. So TP2 would be at 1.09410. But honestly, I don't know if it'll reach that height. I feel like it'll probably come down right here, and then after that, it'll probably give us a tank. Let's see. I still want to go over GBP, JPY. Just because I want to see, for my people that do know how to trade, I want to see your guys' opinion on how this trade is going to play out. Hopefully it plays out like I wanted to. It has been buying. So this is what happened. Let me explain to you guys. Market open, because we were closed, and it was like this. We were right here. And this was my area of interest right here, because I seen that previously this area of interest, we had a big spike to the upside. So it could either have gone two ways. It could either had, because we're consolidating right here. We're consolidated, wasn't doing nothing. It could either have gone down, break reaches, and continuation, because we had already a double top reversal candle right here. So I was like, we might sell or we might buy it. We don't know yet, because we're at area of interest where it could go both ways. And then I seen that literally we're in a trend, somewhat of a trend, because 1, 2, 3, 4, we started, respecting it. So I'm like, you know what? This is gonna buy. This is gonna buy. And honestly, I wish I would have caught this trade, but as long as my analysis is right, I'm not tripping. There will be days where you catch way more trades, another day to trade, But I was right. And honestly, I should have called it out in Discord. But this is one of those trades where you're not too sure if it's gonna buy or not. And for me, my people in the Discord, I want to give you guys the best possible trades I can. I don't ever want to give you guys a losing trade, which probably won't happen. Like maybe someday I will give you guys a losing trade. I have gave out losing trades before, As normal, you know, you win and you lose, but I try to give you guys the most high probable trades I possibly can when I do give out trades. So I seen this, and then and it was in the morning. I'm not gonna lie. Today at 3, I did not want to wake up. I did not want to wake up, so I was like, you know, predominantly just like I'll wake up, check the chart, go back to sleep. You know, it happens. Sometimes you just like, you know, you're gassed from everything. That's fine, as long as you know that you're working hard every single other day. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes you just gotta get a little bit of resting because sometimes you just work so hard that you're so gassed. But like I said, my analyzation was right. But regardless of that, I didn't get that retest. I didn't get the retest. I already knew I was gonna buy, but for me, I do not really like buying when the candle's already established because I could buy right here. It's happened to me before, where I could buy right here and literally like it'll come down and retest. Like, so sometimes when I don't get the retest, you know, I just let it ride out. I'm like, you know what? I'm not tripping as long as my analysis is right. I'm stitchy. I don't really care. As long as my analysis is right. I don't have to win money all the time. The money will come. If you chase the money will not come if you chase the money. Let the money come to you. Do not chase trades. Let the trades come to you. So my analysis was right. I didn't really catch anything right here, but and analysis was right. So we're here right now. And as you can see, I would call this a break and a retest. You see in the 4 hour, we have an established break. It's establishing a new high right now, where this high is higher than the previous high. So I still think this is buys. I'm not gonna lie. And if you guys think otherwise, you guys can let me know down in the chat. You know, I'm all for constructive criticism. If you guys see something else that I don't see, go ahead and drop it down in the chat. Um, we do have this reversal pattern right here, but just like how I was saying the in Euro USD, we had a reversal pattern here too. Oh, this is EJ. We had a reversal pattern here too. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. We had a reversal pattern too right here. And what did it end up doing? The exact opposite. It came back up. So we do have that reversal pattern. But I'm still sticking to buys. I'm not gonna lie. Let me know what you guys think. Let me break it down a little bit more. Oh, okay. So this is what I'm seeing. We already had the break, and if you guys want to get in with me, go ahead, but risk light. I'm already in this trade right now. I am in drawdown, but I did get in like in a place where like, you know, where it's not ideal. Got in like around here. It's not a bad entry, but it's not a great one too. You know, I could have waited a little bit more. I'm holding for 30 pips, so like around. I think it was like, actually it was up here. 24 pips, just a little bit off that wick for I can have some breathing room for this trade. Haven't established my actual TP yet. Honestly, this weekly tells me that we're gonna still buy. I'm not gonna lie. What do you think, Ali? I feel like this is still gonna buy. The weekly, it already broke through here, and usually I'm not gonna lie, GBP tends to sometimes not even retest and just blow up. I'm not gonna lie. It will retest sometimes, but sometimes it'll just tend to blow up. We broke this structure right here, and honestly, I feel like it'll come back up here because we have previous. We go back all the way back. You see that there's previous what's it called? Resistance that that we have right there that we are retesting. Uh, I really need to get the pro version of TradingView. If I could go a little bit farther back and stuff like that. But the weekly, like I said, it's retesting this. Fuck, my God, my bad, guys. I had a brain fart right there. It's retesting this support right here. This one right here. And right here, it might not seem like a lot, but it is a lot. It's a hefty amount. I probably won't even go all the way up there, depending. I'll probably hold maybe the rest of the week. Who knows? It's retesting right here to hopefully get us all the way up here. I don't know if I hold that much, to be honest. I don't really like holding trades for an entire week. Not my cup of tea. Um, for some people, it's a cup of tea, swing traders and stuff like that. But let's see. Let's say I got in right here, because look, it's a lot of pips that I don't even think it'll reach. Like, look, we're literally at 300 pips, and I don't want to go all up that high, because I do risk that chance of it not even reaching that. You get me? Um, but I will give a TP on the Discord. I just have to keep going down all the way down, seeing more resistance and stuff like that. Um, what do you think, Ollie? Tell me what you think. I honestly think this is still buy. It's really simple. Like, I mean, it could really just be a break and a retest and a continuation. Cause in the 4 hour we have this, and it did break out of here, and it will be essentially retesting and hopefully a continuation. Um, that's what I think it's doing right now. I'm in drawdown of 35, 35, which is not bad. I am trading on my bigger account, so $35 isn't really anything right now. I popped the point 50. We'll see. I'll risk about 20 more bucks. See how it goes. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm more confident on this USD pair. I'm not gonna lie, way more confident on this pair than I am in GBP. But that's just me. If you guys like this pair, you guys go ahead. But honestly, if you guys are gonna take a trade, this is a high probability trade right here. This one right here. This one, I'm explaining this one because we are in a trend. Still very much in the trend. I love trends. I love trading the trend. So much time to capitalize. So I'm hoping to capitalize off this. Hopefully it does capitalize. But there's a more high probability right here, because we are in the trend regardless, and a better trend in the GBP pair. Because in the GBP pair, we already had this point of where it was just, exploding. So there may be a chance where it comes down, retest, continuation, or even just reversal because of this candlestick pattern right here. But like I said, honestly, I would take the Euro USD trade over that GBP trade. I'm not gonna lie. This is for me, this would be a textbook trade. Not gonna lie, this is a textbook trade to me. We have trend, break of the EMA, retest of the EMA, continuation. How we're waiting for is the breaker here, and the retest. I will explain one more pair, just for you to have time to see how this candle closes. We have 12 minutes left on this candle, so I will see what's happening with gold. But like I said, you guys, take the Euro USD pair trade. This is a more riskier trade. I mean, yeah, take the Euro USD pair trade. Honestly, because this has a chance of just tanking. But I'm willing to take my chances. I trust my strategy enough to go ahead and take my chances. Let's see what's happening with gold, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I did trade to the US 30. Never again. I made 4 grand off US 30 before, and I never looked back. I'm not gonna lie, I never looked back. I never came back to trade US 30 again, because bro, it was so volatile. You could win so much money but lose so much money. I lost like $100 today just trading, um, US 30, and I was like, you know what, not it. I'm staying away from that. Um, maybe I want to study a little bit more US 30 because that's how the big money is made off US 30. You could pop a 0.01 lot and literally make a lot of make like $200 off that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at this right now. We have this double bottom right here. I'm not gonna lie, I really like that double bottom. Well, I'm not gonna analyze that. Let's see. Hmm. Look at this trend that is, and I'm not gonna lie, this trend is hefty. All right, guys, this is what's happening. We're at a major support right here, where it's respected 1, 2, 3 times. There's support right here, where it's respecting, and it faked out some traders right here. Faked out some traders. Is trading above my 200 EMA, so it is probably due for a reversal. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like counter trend trading because we are in a crazy trend. But the thing about this is that we could call this a break, but I won't call it an initial break until we get this break of this structure right here. Get the break of this structure right here, the break, and then the retest continuation. I'll get in. For the simple fact that this would be considered a triple bottom right here. Boom, boom, and then right here, triple top. I mean triple bottom. So I mean it is in the consolidation zone as well, you know. But then we have a bullish engulfing right here. Let's see what the SMAs are saying. The SMAs are ready to cross, so that's another good confirmation for me for this trade. I'm not gonna lie, this one's pretty decent too. I'm not gonna lie. If I get, like I said, if I get a break of this structure and the retest of this structure, I will get in. Just for the simple fact that if I break and retest, we will have established a new low, which would be right here, and a new high, which I feel like it'll come. Well, it'll be like an equal high to this one, but then the previous highs, break the previous highs, and it'll probably be established like around here. Who knows though? Because sometimes gold just explodes itself. So I am bullish for this gold trade as well. And if you have any questions, go drop those questions in the chat, man. So I'm bullish on this one too. I'm not gonna lie. I still take that Euro USD pair over this gold trade. Not gonna lie, it is a very good trade as well. Just cause that like I said, that Euro USD doesn't get any better than that. It does. This trade is like literally textbook. We're still in trend. 7 minutes left. We're gonna wait those 7 minutes. See what's gonna happen. JPY is just playing with me right now. I'll be draw down like $16 and go back to 30 and stuff like that. We'll probably hold this overnight, put a stop loss on it. But the two prioritized trades would be gold and Euro USD. Euro USD over gold, honestly. Seeing how this candle closes. Let's see what the higher time frame say for gold. Okay, very interesting. We would have a reversal pattern on here too in the daily, which would be evening star right here. We have the exhaustion, doji, and the bullish candle. Overall sells probably, but it'll come back to I feel like it's gonna come back to retest right here. That's what it's doing. I feel like. So overall sells like throughout the weeks, obviously. Let's see. I really like that wick projection. Look at this with this wick projection right here. That wick projection tells me a lot. Um, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. It's because it could be a hit or miss. Because look, in gold, I try not to counter trend trade because gold likes to respect that trend a lot. It's been respecting. I'm not gonna lie, but I do think we are still bullish. We're very much bullish. And honestly, look, since we do have news tomorrow with the bricks, this could either hurt gold or do good for gold. I feel like it will more than likely do good for gold because the bricks are organization that want to prioritize, precious metals and stuff like that. Um, so this could very much, be good for gold and just give us, that big push to the upside. So, like I said, I'm still I'll still take the zero pair, but I'm not gonna lie. In the morning, if I see that break and retest, I will get in this gold pair for small leverage, not too big. I will risk a little bit more on this Euro USD pair right here, just because it's a little bit more textbook. We have 4 minutes left in this candle. What is the 15 saying? Mm -mm -mm, mm -mm -mm. That's about this. Bullish for sure. Very bullish. Give me a one in the chat if you guys, if you guys understand overall. Yes, sir. Which one, on the Euro pair or the Euro USD pair or the gold pair? I don't know how to feel about this GP pair. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna hold though. I'm gonna hold. If I get stopped out, it's fine. Doesn't matter because I risk leverage on this one. Um, that gold pair, I am bullish on. I'm not gonna lie. It already crossed over. It already broke the EMA. I wouldn't say it broke the trend line until we get a break of this structure, like I said, and then we'll give you continuation. And like I said, look, the breaks are hosting a meeting tomorrow. Something be aware of. Uh, let's see what the dollar index is doing. Dollar index, it's bearish, and for the people that were in my last call, yes, GP is very it's fluky right now, but we'll see how it plays out. Um, dollar index right now, it is bearish, and in the previous call before, when I was explaining a gold strategy. I think it was this call or the one before the last one. It doesn't always work. It will work sometimes, like where you see the correlation between pairs. But when the dollar index is going down, you will more than likely see gold going up. If the dollar index is going up, you'll see gold going down. Sometimes it'll be the case, sometimes it won't. Right now, the dollar index looks very bearish because, I mean, it's consolidating right now, but the EMA is above price. We're on a trend for that, but it is due for a pullback. Not gonna lie, it's due for a pullback, and it hasn't been respecting this trend line right here. So like I said, it won't always work, but I feel like right here we're gonna sell off of the dollar index. I don't trade the dollar index. It's just basically for my when I trade gold, I look at the dollar index just to see what's happening with the dollar. Um, Still like that euro pair better. I'm not gonna lie, the Euro USD pair better. I'm still gonna take a trade if I get the break and retest of this one. So I'll be in two trades. We'll see how this one goes, honestly, because let's see what's happening right now. Where am I right now? What's my drawdown right now? We're 25. I was literally like down like 40 bucks right now. Now I'm down only 23 bucks. I'm telling you, this GBP, if you don't know how to trade GBP JPY and you're going at it just like normally, you could lose a lot of money too, because GBP JPY is one of those pairs where it's like a lot of people trade it, and the market makers, like the people at Wall Street and all the big banks, they know that a lot of people trade this pair. So the people like the banks, which have way more money on us, they can have an influence on the market, and they see that people are buying and they want to make money. They'll place like a big ass, a big ass lot size, and just influence the market to tank. That is very much possible. It's possible. It's not just with GDP pairs, but every other pair. Banks, everybody like with big money, banks, hedge funds, money managers and stuff like that. They can have a big influence of what the market does. The 7 minutes are up. Let's see how Euro. Okay, we didn't initially get that closure on the break, but I'm still not bullish on it because regardless, it is only 10 o'clock. It's only 10 o'clock, guys. We still have to go through, you know, the London overlap over the New York session. So I feel like this is probably loading up for later tonight or New York session. Um, I feel like this is what it's doing for this one too. But be on the lookout for gold and Euro USD. These two trades. I wouldn't say take this trade just because it's a little bit more riskier. But these are two solid trades right here. I will be posting the actual entry points on the Discord, or if you have any entry points, Ali, you go ahead and drop your entry points as well. But yeah, that's really all I got for you guys today. Look, it's literally playing with me. Like I'm literally in drawdown of 11 bucks right now. Like it was. Hey, but it's better though. It's better for me though because that means that we're going in the right direction after being in drawdown of 40 bucks. That means we're going in the right direction right now. But with that, I'm gonna end the call, guys. Hop on next week. I want to do something different next week. I won't tell you what I'm gonna do because it's a surprise. If you guys want to learn something new, hop on next week. So, um, if you guys want to learn something new, something that will really, advance your trading, because next week I have something planned out where I'm not gonna say what, because if you guys want to know, you guys have to join the next call. Everyone, shout out my boy. Yup. Shout out Cashflow, man. If you guys are in Cashflow, post this call. If you're not in Cashflow, hit us up, man. We'll get you on the right path to make some real money. You guys can go see you guys can see my previous calls. I call out trades every single Monday just for me being generous. I don't have to be giving out free call outs, but I do because there's so much money being made in this world that why not share it? Why not share the wealth? So if you want to join Cashflow, hit me up. We have way more trade ideas than just on Mondays. So be ready for a lot of new things, man. A lot of bigger plays happening. I just started a challenge account. Hopefully I pass that challenge account. Literally GDP is going my way right now. I'm back at break even right now, so let's see what happens, guys. I'm excited for what this week has. I already put in my mind. I put in my mindset. I'm manifesting that I'm gonna have a big trading week. I hope you guys have a big trading week. Join the next call on Monday if you guys want to learn something new. I have a surprise. I will not spoil it, because if you guys want to really learn something new, you guys will join the next call. So with that, I'm in the call. You guys have a great rest of your week. Hopefully, these trades that I give out, any of these 3 trades, you guys take one of them, make money off them. If you do, give us a shout out on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. Tag us, that you're making money with us and stuff like that. So, I appreciate all of you guys. Sending very much blessings to everybody. Just thank God that we're able to hop on this call tonight. And throw down another week that we're able to trade, make money. That we're healthy, that we're here, that we're living, that we're breathing air, that we're able to eat. That He provides for us. That He gives us opportunities in life. Take a quick second just to thank God, because without God, none of this would be possible. Because like I said, you could be up right now, but God has the power to just snap His fingers and take it all away. That's why you got to be with God, whether you're in the good or whether you're in the bad. Because regardless, and like I said before, you answer to one man and one man only, and that's going to be Jesus Christ that died on the cross for us. So with that, I'll end the call tonight, guys. Hopefully you guys have a good week. Appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys catch money, and good night, and I'll see you guys next Monday.